Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Viper's Pit. I'm your host, Pit Viper 227, and today I want to discuss a few things in general, just so you guys let you know. It actually has to do with chronic kidney disease. With that being said, I am a kidney dialysis patient, and I've been a dialysis patient for about close to 6 years now, and that means that I actually have to go in and have my blood cleaned out, so then that way they can remove the toxins out of my system. With that being said, I am not qualified for being on a transplant list right now because I'm basically homeless, or what you guys would call, in the politicized way, unhoused. So I've been living out of my vehicle for some time. I do this channel for the fun of it, to keep my mind at ease and not to pretty much get on the depression type of thing about it. So that's why I usually like to do the fun videos I do by putting toys together, customizing, trying out different products here and there on occasion. With that being said, that's one of the things that keeps me motivated, as well as going to school, trying to work on my degree as well. And it is very tough because you have to go in like about every other day for about, I'd say, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then, of course, you get the weekend off from the dialysis treatments, which I usually go through each and every time. And when a person starts off with dialysis, they get like this port, which they put like right around in this area here, like so. So then that way they can actually take out the blood and then clean it out like so. And then later on, they move it off to a fistula, either on your upper arm or like where I have it right here, like so. So that's, some of you have seen that in my videos, so showing my arm that way. But you know, I have to live with it. It keeps me alive. That's what I got to do. Other than that, with those people that are experiencing chronic kidney disease or end-stage kidney disease, your doctors are not going to tell you something. So first off, I'd like to say is that yes, your doctors are going to try and recommend a low sodium diet, try to get you to not eat things with phosphorus and potassium, which is okay to a point. But it's been proven now that you're better off going on a plant-based diet, because on a plant-based diet, you're actually being able to work it down a little bit so then that way it would help increase your kidney function a little bit more. Then if you can hold you off on being on dialysis, that's great. With that, you want to make sure that on a plant-based diet, make sure that's all natural. With that being said, don't go anything for like Impossible Burgers or any type of imitation type of plant-based meats, because those are actually highly processed and they will have a lot of salt, and that will wreck your body. So I would not recommend that whatsoever. Eat things that are natural. So in other words, make sure that if you're having something like a compound type of protein that's plant-based, meaning something like beans with rice in that aspect. And of course, make sure that you cut down some of the sodium, and also watch your phosphorus on that, because there is phosphorus in some of the beans. And of course, also, you need to avoid certain fruits that are high in potassium as well, because since your body isn't regulating the potassium very well, you're going to need to cut that down drastically, probably by eating more type of apples, and of course avoiding certain citrus like regular navel oranges, but going for mandarins instead, and eating berries of any type that you can get your hands on, because those are actually lower in potassium, and that'll actually help out your body a little bit better. And of course, with those type of berries like strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and whatnot, they actually are an antioxidant as well, so those would actually be a good thing to have on hand. So with the next step on that is when it comes down to drinks, avoid all sodas. And I mean all sodas as in diets as well as normal sodas, because you don't want anything that has high fructose corn syrup, because all it does is going to do two things to you. It's going to actually have you crave more to drink as well as more to eat. But your diet sodas, since they actually have artificial sweeteners, those are not necessarily good for your bodies, because I was doing a little research on a magazine called India Times, and drinking Diet Cokes and whatnot will lead to renal failure. So I believe that is what happened to myself. So I would just not get into diet sodas anymore. If you happen to have a craving for a soda, then I would suggest probably something that is actually imported from Mexico, and make sure that it has cane sugar in it, just to get your fix out of that. But the other thing with that is that with your sodas, there is phosphorus in it because it's actually used as a preservative. And phosphorus is one of the things that you need to watch out. And colored drinks, like dark colored drinks, like caramel coating, like a Coca-Cola, as a example, that wouldn't be a good thing to drink. Like I said, but anyways, if you have to have a soda, just make sure that it's maybe like a Sprite from Mexico or something like that, or something like Jarritos in that, because that way you should be okay with that. But don't do it so much, especially if you have kidney disease, because that was actually caused by type 2 diabetes or something that ran in your family as well. So just try to avoid all that in general. Just eat your natural foods as you can. Avoid using so many oils, because oils are really bad. Avoid fried foods, because fried foods are actually not that great for you. And of course, the oils that they use are hydrogenated oils, which actually aren't that great for your body, especially if you want to try at least heal up what you can. And with that, just try to cook naturally, just like a little bit of butter, animal fat here and there. Like if you cook up bacon, then I would suggest use the bacon grease for your eggs, something more to the natural side, like how they used to do back in the older days, because that was a lot more healthier than what we have now, because anything that's hydrogenated isn't that good for you either. So try to avoid as much of the oils as possible. Olive oil, you want to make sure that you got the right type of oil, especially if it's like extra virgin. It all depends on the brand, but the important thing is when it comes down to foods, you want to make sure that you can read your labels. And of course, if you find anything that says has a lot of potassium or phosphorus, don't pick it up, because you're gambling on your life on that, and it's not worth it. Okay, with that being said, just try to do the best you can. It is hard. It really is hard trying to go through day by day, especially trying to figure out what foods to eat and whatnot. And I understand that some people have those urges and cravings. Just try to get that craving out of the way, but don't go overboard on your cravings as well. Other than that, make sure that you get checked out constantly when it comes down to your health. And yeah, and of course, that's the thing about it. You want to make sure that at least your GFR ratings are above 30%, so then that way you can try and hold off on going into kidney dialysis. As for myself, I did do okay, but then of course my kidneys didn't want to deal with it anymore, so I ended up backing up all that water for about a good, I'd say, 6 months, until I had to go into the hospital, and they had to drain about 100 pounds of water out of me back in 2019, and that was not fun at all. With that, excuse me, with that being said, just keep an eye on your health as best as you can, and just try to eat more healthier. And of course, like I said, the doctors aren't going to tell you much because all they want to do is just try to make sure that you end up in dialysis for good. So then that way they can get a paycheck out of it. So then you're just a number to them. That's all you are. And it's a dollar sign number to be exact. There are ways, I've heard ways that people have tried to get out of dialysis. Um, I'm trying to find out if there's other ways, either through stem cell research or possibly through certain type of, what do you call it, supplements. So I'm trying to see if there are anything out there, so I'm doing research. The problem is just that I just need to gather up some of the money, so if I want to get into certain supplements, but I'm actually on a fixed income myself, so it's going to take some time to do, but for the time being, I'm just trying to get on by with just trying to eat a little more naturally as best as I can, and of course, so far, I've been progressing pretty good on that. I actually had my last review, which was yesterday from my doctor, and all my blood work is actually doing good. So my phosphorus level is actually down to about 5.2, and of course, same thing for um, my potassium level as well. I usually keep my potassium in check, so I haven't had an issue with potassium because I don't get into it too much because I just keep it right where it's supposed to be. So just watch what you eat. And of course, and the other thing too that you also want to know, I know it can be downer because of what it is. Try and find things to do. Try to make sure that you keep yourself preoccupied and motivated doing other things as well, because it's kind of hard to do. Because I know there was this friend of mine through Facebook. He went through the same thing I was going through, but unfortunately he passed away because he had complications that were going on with his body, meaning that he had to go through a lot of amputations, which unfortunately, it does happen with some people. And rest his soul. Yeah, it's hard because there's some people out there, once they get on dialysis and whatnot, they feel like giving up, and that's unfortunate. There's no chance for them. That's what they feel like. But I actually say to people, don't give up. Find something to do, make something meaningful in your life, and just battle it as best as you can, and hopefully you can fight it, win it, either through getting that transplant or finding other ways. That's all I can suggest, because I said I had a brother, oldest brother of mine. He was on dialysis for a while, and unfortunately he gave up, and this is back in August of 2021. So that was actually not fun that he pulled that off. So it was still hard to deal with, but yet I have to keep pressing on, and I have to find a solution for myself to get out of this. So just let you guys know that if you're facing this type of problem, you're not alone, and find some sort of support. If you want to talk to me about it, you can reach out to me. Not a problem. I don't mind talking to you about it at all, because it's something important, and it's something that some of us have to go through. But rest assured, you're not alone when it comes to dealing with chronic kidney disease as well as end stage renal failure. So just be thankful that you're alive, and thankful that each and every day is a blessing. So keep living your life and keep doing everything to the best of your ability. And like I said, at the end, don't give up. Well, now after that, just let you know if there's anything else that I forgot to mention, I will gladly make another video and post an update for this to let you guys know. Let's go on to another thing. As for school, it's been going pretty good. I'm actually approaching my spring break for 1 week, so I'll probably be working on some stuff here and there along the side during that time off. Probably getting into doing a few little customs of my figures, so I'll be working on that. Probably doing some painting here and there. I got my shipwreck body I still got to work on, so I'll be retuning him somehow. And with that being said, I'd like to give some shout outs to Victus Videos. Make sure you check him out. He's got some great stuff going on right now, and of course he actually does the soda reviews, as well as likes to show off his Dashiell, the trucking Catalua hound. So you better check him out. He's a very handsome dog, and of course he always likes to do his bottle cap reviews on a certain type of specialty sodas out there. Another shout out I'd like to give out to is John Maldonado, which happens to be the author of the Nephilim Wars. So check out his books and stuff like that on Amazon.com. I'll link that stuff at the video at the end. And of course, also, I'll be making some stickers soon. So then that way I'll be putting those out. So then that way people can, if you guys want some, just let me know. I'll gladly send them off your way when I get them going. So I'll make an announcement on that. And of course, right now I'm at currently 460 subscribers. So thank you very, very much. I'm near the 500 mark. So hey, once I hit the 500 mark, then I'll be halfway to 1,000. So hopefully I can get there soon. But like I said, right now I'm just gliding along as we speak. And with that being said, I'd like to say thank you everybody for your support. And thank you for watching this channel. I appreciate everybody out there. And another shout out will go out to General Kenobi's bunker. Great guy. He's got some very informative stuff. Does his little toy reviews, as well as actually does interviews with some guests from Star Wars, as well as he does reviews on certain shows that revolve around Star Wars. He's got some great content. Check him out. And that's all I got to say for now. Thank you once again for watching the Viper's Pit. Hope everybody has a great afternoon. Pit Viper 327 signing off.